Okay, I think we're live. My name is Ro Hubbard. I'm your counselor for CreditFirm. CreditFirm, if you don't know, we're a legal credit team that's basically we've got paralegals, we've got prescriptionists, processors, attorney on staff. We are consumer law specialists, so we know your rights as a consumer, and based on those rights and derogatory on your credit. We're gonna kind of debunk some theories and some things maybe you learned wrong. Okay, but I kind of want you to watch this video first before I get into your credit file, just so you understand our concepts and our methods that we're using, and kind of the approach that we're going to take to get the stuff removed. Also, at the same time, I'm going to counsel you on some things on how to optimize your score and how to optimize your utilization as well. So, we're CreditFirm. I hope you can see my screen okay here. I want to talk about a couple things before I get kind of line by line, item by item on your own credit score. I've got a little illustration here if you can see my screen okay. So when it comes to credit, there's FICO, and this is crazy, but FICO, they pretty much determine every single loan processed in America. They get paid on every loan processed in America, and they're not even governed by anybody. So FICO, and then you got your three credit bureaus right here, Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion. They don't own each other. They're all separate entities. And when something's reported on your credit bureaus, it feeds to FICO, but it goes through a broker. So the broker in between, as you kind of see on this illustration here, is CoreLogic and us, which is CreditFirm, and that's our partner. I mean, we spend a whole lot of money. You don't even want to know how much we spend on this to have this. But what it's doing, it's feeding all that information to the algorithms of FICO to generate your three FICO scores, okay? So because of that, we can guarantee timelines, we can guarantee credit scores. And that's why mortgage companies and automotive companies and different financial organizations use us, because we can rapid rescore where it updates in 3 days. And plus we have all of our rounds that I'll get to here in just a second. So just to let you know, 45% of your FICO score is made up of your credit history. Okay, so the way credit history works, if I could just let me just draw something here. If there's a timeline, and this is a horrible line, sorry. It's all about when it happened. Okay, when the derogatory happened, if it was a collection, if it was a charge off, a late payment, whatever the case, a lien, a repo, anything. It looks at what's going on right now in the last 2 years. Okay, the last 2 years makes up 75% of your credit history. Now everything else you had back here, if it was good, bad, ugly, whatever it was, the way FICO works, the way the algorithm works, it reads down a tube. So it doesn't look past really the last 2 years, and even the last year makes up 75% of this whole 75%. So it's really a matter of when it's going on. Okay, so I just want to kind of download that in your brain. Those are the most urgent items that we need to get deleted. At the same time, now that you know that, you don't want to, this is why you don't want to pay off, I know you're trying to be a good person maybe, you don't want to pay off an old collection. Because what they do, when you pay it off, they re-age it, and they put it over here back at the front of the tube. Okay, so it uses tunnel vision the way it reads credit, and it penalizes you or rewards you for that. So if somebody's hassling you right now, don't worry about paying it off, because all they're going to do is show that it's a paid collection now. It's going to put it right here. They're going to re-age it, and FICO does not discriminate one way or the other if it's a paid collection or an unpaid collection, a paid charge off or unpaid charge off. They don't care. They just treat it like derogatory. So it's a crazy glitch. There's flaws in the system. But because of that, we know how to use that in your favor. So that's why if we did pay something off, if we did settle something, I'm going to pay for a deletion where it never existed on your credit. Okay, those are some of the tactics that we use, because otherwise it just doesn't help. At the same time, you may have something that was 2 or 3 years old. Collection agency, which these guys are crooks, and I'll get into that here in a second. They go in and they repurchase the debt. Maybe it's a hospital bill, maybe it's AT&T or Sears, whoever it is. They repurchase it. They're doing the same thing. Maybe been 3 years old, but they re-age it, put it right back here at the front. Okay, that's why it's not falling off your credit. So we're gonna be able to handle these things, but that's one thing I want to talk to you about is kind of the timeline. So just kind of remember 45% is your history, and then also, just so we're on that same topic, 35% of your score is utilization. Utilization is only really derived by one thing, and that's credit cards. Okay, if it's a charge card like at Best Buy or Dillard's, or if it's a major card, like your MasterCard, Visa, American Express, or maybe a gas card. So it's your open revolving accounts. 35% of your score, they actually reward you when you can keep your limit. So let's say you had a $1,000 limit on a credit card. When you can keep that down to about $50 to $100 on your balance of what you owe versus that limit, we want FICO to go, oh my gosh, this client has 95% utilization available. That's when it gives you a boost. So between credit history and utilization and us removing things, that's what's going to make your score boost. And you want to do that before you go in for a loan for a house or for a car or for if you're doing an application on anything, right? So to kind of explain how our methods work, I'm assuming you probably know a little bit about disputing. Used to, disputing worked quite a bit, all right? So it worked about, I think I have it right here, 70% of the time it worked. Because, you being the consumer right here, you could reach out to the credit bureaus, and then by mail, that's why I put a little envelope here, they would send it to the furnisher being the original creditor or the collection agency, whoever gave you the loan, or the collection agency. Sorry guys, I'm at my home office on a Saturday, so there may be some dogs in the background. But they would mail it to the furnisher. Well, and we would cross our fingers and hope that they don't answer, and then voila, it falls off your credit. Okay, that's how disputing worked. And then, it falls off, so then it gets deleted. It gets deleted off each one of your credit bureaus. But now the government has mandated that they're allowing them to electronically transfer it. Okay? So now you got Captain Cupcake over here that presses a verification button. Okay? Pressing a verification button, and then so it's just not working. That's why it's only working about 20% of the time now. Okay? So what we're doing as a team, we're hitting these guys. It's like chopping down a tree. I'm finding the discrepancies. I'm doing methods of verification. If I'm not getting what I want from the credit bureaus, I'm going straight to the actual original creditor themselves or the collection agency, and I'm doing different rounds. Okay, I've got all these different rounds going on. But what I'm doing, I'm finding out if this collection agency, are they licensed and bonded, which they're probably not, because these guys, they're just running a racket. They're always on the move. I want to see that they have a valid address that's posted, by law, by your rights. I'm asking to see the original contract, that they even had the rights to even purchase this debt. I'm exposing them so much. We're cracking them in the chin, even threatening to take them to small claims court if they're not answering me back. They're providing all this information to these guys, but they're not answering you back as a consumer or us back as a firm helping you. I'll threaten to take them to small claims court. Pretty much to the point where they want out of the trap. They don't want the cheese anymore, and that's how we're getting. If it's a $25 credit, medical collection, or if it's a repo or a lien or whatever the case, that's how we're getting these to delete. So this is our pretty much our legal song and dance. That we're doing the hard part. You're going to be working on your utilization, keeping it down, making sure there's no payments that are late, that are reporting on your bureau, and then also checking out, making sure you're looking for collection letters. So we can intercept and freeze them for them adding anything else in the future on your credit, which a lot of people throw that away in the trash. But a collection letter, it usually will have some notice on there. It's called a dunning notice, that says you have 30 days to dispute the validity of this account. Otherwise, they're going to try to collect on you. So when we can intercept those, if you can take a picture of that and text it to us or email it to us, we will intercept them, freeze them, and they can't ever put it on your credit at that point. Okay, so that's just playing offense. That's one thing that you're going to be doing, looking out for the letters, keeping that bureau down, keeping it down, and then we'll be doing some of this hard work on the legal on this legal song and dance we're doing here. So, but it works. Just want to tell you that, give you a little introduction to how to what some of our methods are, and I'll be talking to you here in just a little bit so we can kind of complete this file. Thank you.